Hello everyone and welcome to this video of Folklore Talk. So today we're going to be discussing the folklore tale that is Jasy Jatere. Now I do apologise if I mispronounced the name. I did look up how to pronounce the name, but I don't speak Spanish, I only speak English, you know, typical Brit. But yeah, so I do apologise if I mispronounce anything, but basically this is centred around the siesta. So for those that don't know what a siesta is, it's basically at 12 noon when the sun's at the highest point, especially in hot countries like Spain, you know, countries like that really, they have what's called a siesta because it's too hot for, you know, school kids and adults that are working basically, so they have a nap. I am quite jealous. We don't have anything like that here in the UK. I'd love to be able to take a nap at 12, but no, I can't. But seriously, a siesta is quite important in some cultures and countries. And this is centred around that. So basically the Jasy Jatere is the god of the siesta, and basically he would steal kids who snuck off during the siesta, which is a nap most people take during the day. And so they would tell this story to basically prevent children from sneaking off during the siesta, to make him behave, like, you know. And apparently he looked like a child. He had blonde hair and a small frame, but he was actually a grown man, but he had that appearance to make him look like a child himself, so he could befriend the children to ultimately kidnap them if they're awake during the siesta. And he'd feed them fruit and honey, and then he would imprison them and poke out their eyes so that they couldn't see their way home. So not the nicest guy, and apparently this did work. Like, you know, I've saw stories relating to this of people saying that they was terrified of him when they was kids, because there was in countries that did do the siesta and it did work. But even some people say he's like a bogeyman, but for this siesta. But yeah, I mean, like, it's quite interesting really, because obviously I don't have a siesta here in the UK, so I never heard of this one before, but it's quite interesting to read about, and it reminds me of Peter Pan. I know that sounds really odd, but Peter Pan is also forever a child, and he kidnaps children to Neverland, you know, and like, you know, Jasy here, he looks like a child and he kidnaps children now awake during siesta and pokes their eyes out. So yeah, I mean, it's giving that sort of vibes. And what's the other one now? Oh, Pied Piper. Yes, Pied Piper, yeah, the one that does the flute and lures children to get to follow him. That's another one. I mean, like, that's a UK one. Well, I'm sure it's in different countries as well, but it's one that we know here in the UK. I grew up with like tales of Pied Piper, Peter Pan, all that sort of stuff really. Basically any Disney movie as well. I know all those fairy tales. One day I might decide to cover the original tales, the Brothers Grimm. So it's like, for example, there's Ariel in the Disney movie, like, you know, she gets to live with a prince, but in the Brothers Grimm tale, the original tale, before Disney changed it and made it more child friendly, she doesn't win Ursula, and she turns into sea foam and just dies in the sea basically. So it is quite different and not quite as child friendly, but like I say, I find it quite interesting, and this one's been quite interesting. It's always cool to see how different, like, see the similarities but how it's slightly different. Like, obviously I wouldn't have come across it unless I was looking for it, because we don't practice having a siesta here in the UK, but it's quite interesting to see the regional differences as well. So yeah, it's been quite good. But anyway, if you guys have any suggestions for any folklores you'd like me to cover in the future, or any, you know, creepy objects, and then just let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. And if you like this video, if you could like and subscribe, that would mean the world to me. I do really appreciate it, and it helps me know if you guys enjoy this content. And I'll see you all in the next one.